Hi, it is Thursday, November 8th, 2018, day 8 of NaNoWriMo, and it's been a very light writing day for me. Not my greatest writing day so far. I did well yesterday and followed it up with a terrible day. I just could not find, where to go. I feel like my scene just died out and it had nowhere to go. So, this happens a lot to me. I have my characters in a scene, and then they start talking to each other, and then they're talking, and I'm writing. Then I'm like, well, what do they say next? Then they say some more stuff. Well, now what do they say? Then they say some more stuff. They do some jokes. They have some funny dialogue between them, and then I suddenly realize, what is even the point of this? Why are they even talking to each other? Why are they even in this room? What are they even doing? So I sort of feel like I reached that point with this scene with my three characters, Murad, Selenius, and Siedra. Siedra? I think I said Siedra last time. So, yeah, I sort of ran out of steam on this scene, and I don't quite know what to do for the next scene. So, in those situations, I feel like, especially when I'm below the word count for the day, I feel like I just need to keep extending the scene by just having the characters talk more and more and more about, whatever. Usually they talk about the plot, and they start asking questions, which I think I mentioned this yesterday or the day before. They start asking questions, which is for the benefit of the characters in deciding what to do next, and it's also for the benefit of me, the author, to try to figure out what to do next. So, like for example, right here, I have Selenius asking, if he kills the council, how does he get any of those things? Which is a question that I, as the author, am asking about this plot point that I'm thinking about here, about the sorcerer killing off the city council. Which Murad suggests is, well, obviously he's doing it for power, gold, influence. It's always the same. And Selenius is like, but how does that achieve any of those things? Which is what I am asking myself. How does it make any sense for a sorcerer to kill off a city council? What is he doing it for? Why would anybody do that? There has to be a reason for it. People in the real world don't just go around doing things for no reason. Most people, anyway. The vast majority of people. So those are the kind of things that I think about as I'm writing this dying scene here that's just dying. All right, so I have a couple of notes here, but I have to cough first. Yeesh, this happens every time. I get my throat cleared, I drink water, I can't find the right words even. I'm so frustrated about this. I have a cough drop, and then I come in here and start recording, and like the second I push the record button, like I have to start coughing and wheezing the whole time. It's really irritating. Anyway, from a video production standpoint, it's quite irritating. So I mentioned the dark side of NaNoWriMo. The whole reason that I even thought of that originally, I was talking about free writing and how I'd written all these words that were sort of breaking the fourth wall, basically. The reason I mentioned the dark side of NaNoWriMo is because I counted all of those words that I wrote, those free writing words, as part of my word count total, when I know they're not going to be in the novel. But I still put them in my word count total, and that is because of this constant feeling of pressure that I need to add to my word count for NaNoWriMo. So there is, that's another, I guess, part of the dark side of NaNoWriMo is there's a constant pressure to write words, whether they really fit in with your story or not. So it's actually encouraged. But in my experience of having done this a few times, I find that it's great when I can just sit and bang out any words that have nothing to do with anything and fill up my word count every day. But at the end of the month, when you look back over what you've written and you're like, okay, let's see, how can we edit this together into something that I can sell, which is usually my goal. Which, I mean, I'm sure that sounds like really money grubbing and all, but I mean, I would kind of like to pay my mortgage. That would be a nice thing. But, you know, when you look at all these pages of, you know, filler words, I call them filler words, that, you know, they don't fit in with the novel at all, and they're not publishable. It's kind of like you've completely wasted your time writing this manuscript. Sometimes something good comes out of it, but for me, in my experience, usually nothing good comes out of it, except amusing myself as I'm writing, which, I mean, I guess there's value in that, but again, it doesn't pay the mortgage. So let me see here. God, I'm so froggy. Oh, I wanted to talk about my character name, Siedra here. It dawned on me yesterday that Siedra starts with S, and Silenius also starts with S. And I have this thing where I try not to have two main characters have this start with the same letter in their name. So I was thinking maybe I would change Siedra with an S to Siedra with a C. So I might do that in the future. That's sort of a inside baseball thing. I don't like the way that looks compared to with the S though. Sometimes I look at word names or words which are names. I look at proper names, trying to find the right words to get this thought out. I look at proper names, and I just sort of look at the way the word looks graphically to see if I like it or not. I don't know if anybody else does that, but like Silenius, I just like that combination of letters. I just think that's a cool combination of letters. And Murad, I think that's a cool combination of letters. Siedra, I think, is a cool combination of letters. It also sounds kind of cool. Sounds like something that you'd hear in a drug commercial. Siedra. Ask your doctor about Siedra. Anyway, I'm all over the place today. I'm actually I haven't really written a whole lot today, partially because I didn't start writing until late in the day. I did some work outside. Well, I mean, basically I just rode a mower around outside. But I was worried about how my back was going to tolerate that. I think I'm okay, but my back is kind of tired right now. I feel like I've been, you know, digging a hole for all day, when in fact all I did was just ride around on a riding mower for a couple of hours. Anyway. Oh yeah, I'm checking my notes. My next note says alternating word counts. I noticed as I was looking at my the graph of my totals here, I seem to like alternate. Every other day I write more than the minimum words, and then the next day I write less than the minimum words. So today I'm only up to 792 words. But I'm still on pace. I'm actually like a couple hundred words over ahead of the curve. So the fact that I had a few days there where I wrote more gives me a bit of a luxury to slack off a little bit today. I'm going to try to write more tonight, but I think I'm going to have to start a new scene because I have nothing left on this scene. And I don't know what the next scene is. I have no idea. I guess they're gonna go, I guess they're gonna go talk to the council. The city council. I spent a lot of time thinking about whether this city, which still, I have still not named the city in the book yet. I keep calling it the city. And, excuse me, there's like sections in the city, like the Temple District and the dregs, I call it. Another name for the slums or the lowlands. There's always a slums in every city. I'm calling mine the dregs until I think of something better. I didn't want to call it the slums because everybody calls their slums the slums. So I wanted to think of something else. But there's like the wealthy district, there's the residential district, there's the government district. There's all these, I just thought of the government district. I need to write that down. There should be a government district, I guess the ruling district, or something, I don't know. I guess that would be the same as the wealthy district. I don't know. But yeah, I still don't have a name for the city. I think I started this thread on something and I forgot what it was. I was talking about the name of the city and not having a name and why doesn't it have a name, and I don't know what I was talking about. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm sure it was really important, whatever it was. Is it in my notes? Nope, it's not in my notes. Okay, so the cool thing I wanted to show, hold on. Sheesh. I think I must have, like, I was out working on leaves, and I must have, like, breathed all kinds of dead leaves into my lungs, and now I can't talk without coughing. I don't know what my excuse was yesterday, but that's my excuse today. So I said in one of my first videos that I actually came up with these characters, Murad and Selenius, way back in my youth, writing on paper with a pencil, and lo and behold, I found the actual, I was covering up the microphone there, the actual paper with pencil written on it. I just happened to see a box that looked like it might have this in it, so I was like, whoa, I bet it's in there. And there it is, right there. Actual paper and pencil. So I did actually take a picture of the first couple of pages on my phone. Ta-da! The first page. So up here you can, whoop, nope, don't use the mouse wheel. That was a picture of like an SSD, I think. So up here I have the character's name, Selenius Grand, Chivalric Wizard, which he's not that anymore. Murad, the cynical thief, he's not that anymore either. He's a fighter now. He's not a cynical thief anymore. I spelled his name a little different too. I have 2 H's in there, which I actually think it looks better with 2 H's. I might change my current draft. And then I had these other 2 characters that are like Tropey McTropetown. I actually have a whole synopsis of this story, which turns out I have them like meeting in a jail cell, like a dungeon, and then this tropey McTrope Town woman, the basic, damsel in distress, gets thrown in prison, and then they help her get out, and blah blah blah, whatever. I don't know what else. It's all terrible. It's it's from the mind of a teenager. But there's my little cartoon guy. I drew this little cartoon guy a lot in high school. Oh, I guess this is a picture of like the dungeon that they were in. I didn't even recognize what that drawing was. So there's that's my synopsis page and the actual text of my my writing. Terrible as it is, it's just so bad though. It's so embarrassing. But I had good printing though back in high school. My printing is not as good nowadays, but I guess I could print that well. I just don't put that much effort into it anymore. Oh, it's just so hilarious. So hilariously, I don't know, just so hilarious. It's funny though. It's actually not that. it's not spectacularly different from my current style of humor. Anyway, but the thing that's interesting to me, besides laughing at how terrible my writing was, is what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the two characters. The two characters are basically the same now as they were then. I mean, back I called them like a bickering couple, and that's exactly how they're written here. They're just bickering right away in the first the first page of my original writing here. And that's basically the way I started out the current NaNoWriMo as well. So anyway, I just wanted to get that on the record that I did in fact find my original writing. It is 31 pages. I think that's a 31 at the bottom. I didn't put a date on it. I didn't put any dates on anything I wrote back then, which is really annoying to me, but it 31 pages front and back. I don't know how many words that would come out to. I think we assume it's like 300 words for a handwritten page, something like that. 300, 500, I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe it was 200. I don't know. I don't write handwritten anymore. Yeah, I do like it better with the 2 H's in it. I think it looks cooler with 2 H's. Murad. Anyway. So I don't think I have much of anything else to say. Checking my notes. No. So to summarize, I found my old draft. It's not even good enough to call it a draft, really. My old scribblings. It was not a great writing day in terms of NaNoWriMo. In the present, in day 8 of 2018, it was not a very good writing day. I got started late. I wasn't really into it. My scene is dead. I don't know what to do next. There's only so long you can carry on a scene where you just have the characters just sort of like sniping at each other. My characters are sniping at each other a lot in this story so far. I feel like this it's a lot more humorous than I anticipated it was going to be. a lot of the dialogue is it's coming across as funny to me, at least. I don't know if anybody else would think it was funny, but I guess that's I guess that's good. Usually, funny dialogue does tend to draw readers in, but I think there is a danger of going too far with that. There's a point where it just gets too much. I think I have crossed that line several times in my draft so far, so I guess in my revisions I'll need to work on that a little bit. Oh, my cat is under my feet right now, meowing at me, so I think I should probably wrap up quickly because she's going to try to jump up here. So that is the end of my report for day 8. I guess tomorrow I will try to write more, and I might try to write some more tonight. My cat is really trying to jump up here. So I will get out of here. Here she comes. There she is, jumping in my lap. She's not doing this to be friendly, mind you. She does this when she wants something. It's always because she wants something. So, I will sign off now and see you tomorrow. Bye. Whoa. Wait, I gotta find my mouse so I can find the stop recording button. Okay, see you later.